Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Kyrie Irving just got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, but this goes much deeper than basketball. In today's episode, I'm going to show you the three keys to building wealth that we learned from this trade and apply them to your life today. All I need you to do is smash that like button. Guys, welcome. I hope that you had a great weekend. I'm excited to start us off with another week. Make sure that you smash that like button to start off the show. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who booked a free session with me for their private call on insuring your way to wealth. How the rich use insurance to build and protect their fortune. Guys, if you haven't booked this free session, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is a free 1 hour consultation with me where I'm going to share with you little known secrets that the wealthy use to increase their wealth through insurance. A lot of us have never heard about this. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, make sure that you click the link in the comments below. That will allow you to book your free session. Guys, my calendar slots are filling up. If you have not booked your session yet, please make sure that you do so right now. Big shout out to Ariel. She says that she's ready for the show. Hey, I'm ready to talk about this. Everybody is talking about this Kyrie Irving trade, and I want to show you guys how this goes beyond the court and goes into personal finance. The three keys to wealth from the Kyrie Irving trade. That's what we're going to talk about on tonight's show, guys. I want y'all tapped in. Now, I want to give a big shout out to all of my sponsors. I want to give a special shout out to A Diamond, who gave a Cash App donation during the last show. Thank you so much, A Diamond. You are the official sponsor of our previous show. And I'm curious as to who's going to be the official sponsor for tonight's show. So you might be asking, what is a sponsor? A sponsor is someone who supports this channel by giving a donation. If you get a lot of value from these podcasts and it helps you on generational wealth, all I ask is that you consider donating to this platform because your donation goes a long way towards supporting this channel. As you know, I work really hard to give you guys a lot of high quality content, but I really cannot do this without your help. If you want to support this podcast, all you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, and whoever gives the top donation for this evening, you will be the official sponsor for this podcast. If you guys like using Cash App, all you got to do is send me some money through Cash App through $ Gen Wealth Podcast. Okay. So let's get into the show, guys. Kyrie Irving's Mavericks trade, a blueprint for building wealth and financial freedom. What does the Kyrie Irving basketball trade have to do with generational wealth? Everything. Because look at how much money is in the NBA. Surely you can learn lessons about financial freedom from the contracts that these guys are being offered. And I want to show you how we can take key lessons, key gems from this trade and apply it to our personal life. So, just in case y'all don't know what's going on, Brooklyn Nets All Star Kyrie Irving was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. We just got news of this yesterday. This is breaking news. And so Kyrie Irving has made his way out to Texas, and this has been the talk of the town. Now, the Dallas Mavericks, they've let go of some very key assets on their team to be able to get Kyrie Irving. And a lot of people are saying that this is a risky move. I personally am salty because I thought that Kyrie Irving was going to be going to the Los Angeles Lakers. And Somebody has told me, word on the street has it, LeBron might be a little salty about this trade. But let's talk about it. What are these three keys from this trade that you and I need to know when it comes to creating generational wealth? How does this go bigger than basketball and how does it apply to our personal lives? Well, the first thing that we got to realize is that Irving, in making this trade, this was an excellent business move on his part. You got to understand, basketball, like everything else in life, is a business. And this trade was a wise business decision on his part. Now, why am I saying that? The reason why it was a smart business move is because he made the move precisely before the trade deadline. A lot of you all probably know Kyrie Irving has had trouble with the Brooklyn Nets for a little while, and he's wanted to be traded from the Nets since last summer. The Brooklyn Nets was not willing to give him a max contract extension. Kyrie wanted to make $200 million to a 4-year extension with no strings attached. Now, for those of y'all that watch basketball, you probably know there was a lot of risk from the Nets investing in Kyrie Irving on that level. I'm sure you guys have heard stories about how Kyrie Irving, like myself, didn't want to get that jab when everything happened with the Rona on the way. You probably heard stories about Kyrie Irving sharing the documentary about the content that I'm always sharing with you guys on my church channel, True Spirit of Christ. Kyrie Irving has made a lot of controversy over the years. And so the Dallas Mavericks, they're willing to take a shot at him. They may be willing to give him an opportunity that Joe Tsai of the Brooklyn Nets was not willing to give. When the Nets weren't willing to give him that extension, Kyrie Irving forced his way onto a brand new team where he's more likely to get paid. We're going to analyze this business move. Kyrie Irving was traded from the Brooklyn Nets, the Dallas Mavericks, and now we're going to go over the three keys. Here's the first one. If you want financial freedom, you need to position yourself within the top 10% of your industry. I want you guys to be familiar with a concept known as the Pareto rule. Have you ever heard of that? The Pareto rule says that the majority of the results in life comes from a very small number of activities. And I want you to think about how that applies in the NBA. There's only like 1% of basketball players in the world that even get into the NBA. Out of 100% of people that are playing basketball around the world who all want to get into the league, only 1% of them actually make it. And the reason why I want to start off with this is because the market only rewards the top 10%. Now, if you watch basketball, you know Kyrie Irving is a top 1% player. Kyrie Irving has the best handles in the NBA. But why am I saying this? The reason why I'm talking about the top 10% is because whatever industry you're in, the top 10% are the most compensated. Think about when you go to the movies. Do you ever want to watch an average film? No. You don't spend your hard-earned money to just go and watch a piece of crap in the movies. You want the top of the top, the blockbuster, the very best. The top always get the lion's share. I want you to think about that when it comes to your industry. Maybe you're in the tech industry. Top 10% of people get the highest pay. Maybe you are a business owner. 80% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years. Do you see how even within that example, there's only 20% that's still remaining? Of that 20, the top 10% are going to get the highest pay. If you're going to be successful, you need to be in the top 10% of your industry. Please do not deny this. If you wanna go against the law of physics, you're just selling yourself short. This is the bare minimum, guys. We talking about the top 10%, you really need to be pressing towards top 5, top 1% if we're just keeping it a buck. The reason why Kyrie Irving can get sought after by other teams is because he's the best of the best at what he does. You could say what you want about if he shows up to work, but there's still teams that want to get the man when he comes to the court. And let's think about that. Kyrie Irving is so skilled. There are professional organizations that are willing to pay him millions of dollars, even if he doesn't show up to work every single day. How many of us can say that we're getting paid millions of dollars and half the time we don't perform? We're not skilled like that. You want to put yourself in a position where you are so good at what you do, regardless of your imperfections, people still want you on board. That's the thing about Kyrie Irving. If you're below the top 10% of performers in your industry, you have no leverage and you have no options. When Kyrie Irving demanded this trade, you had the Mavs going for him, the Lakers going for him. Phoenix was talking about trying to get in and make a trade. You are sought after and you're in high demand. This is something that I want you to understand about how the market works overall. The market doesn't care about your college degree. The market cares about your value. Let me look at these comments real quick. For those of y'all that are just getting on, tonight we're talking about Kyrie Irving's Mavericks trade. I want y'all to be able to see three key lessons that impacts how you should think about building wealth. The first lesson that we're going over is how you need to be in the top 10% of your industry. Because Kyrie is a top star in the NBA, regardless of his imperfections, he's sought out by multiple teams. Everybody wants to get him. They're convinced that if they get Kyrie Irving on their squad, they're that much closer to winning a title. How many companies will say that about you? If you're in the top 10%, you have options, you have leverage. If you're not in the top 10%, you don't have many options at all. The market doesn't care about the school that you went to. The market cares about the value that you deliver. So let's think, guys. There's too many of us that go to school and think, oh, just because I have a piece of paper, that means that somebody should be offering me a nice check. The market doesn't work like that. The market doesn't care about your degree, it cares about your value. How many times have you seen guys go to the NBA that were projected to be players, and then when they got in, they were an absolute bust? This happens all the time. It doesn't matter how you present yourself. It's about the value that you actually deliver. So when you look at these stories about Kyrie Irving, you gotta see that no matter what turmoil the brother has been through in standing up for causes that he values, despite all of that, NBA is still paying him top dollar. Even amidst all the drama, the suspensions, all of the criticisms that all of these sports sportscasters have to give. For one reason or another, this man is still one of the most highly sought after professional athletes in the world, and that's because of the man's skill. Too many people want the benefits before doing the work. You want Kyrie Irving money, but you don't have Kyrie Irving's skill. So if you're working at a job that you don't like, I want you to take lessons from Kyrie Irving. I want you to see you can work for a better company with better pay as long as you bring the right skills to the table. Look what's happening right now with Kyrie Irving going to the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks, they're a contender in the Western Conference. They've got a shot to get to the Western Conference Finals. He's leaving the Brooklyn Nets, who got swept in the very first round of the last season, and he could be opening himself up to better opportunities. I don't care if you don't like basketball. This conversation is really not about basketball at all. I'm just using this hot topic from basketball to show you how every industry works. Whether you're talking about online content creation, whether you're talking about the NBA, whether you're talking about the tech space, no matter what industry you're in, there are universal principles in business that are applicable across the board. And no matter what industry you're a part of, your skills will pay the bills. So I want you guys to take down this key note. The secret to making money is having rare value that's in high demand. Why is Kyrie Irving paid hundreds of millions of dollars? He has extremely rare value. The NBA has more than 600 million fans around the world. So when you possess rare value that hundreds of millions of people around the world want to watch, you're going to be a rich man. It's simple math. The key to making money is having rare value that's in high demand. Some of you feel like you have rare value, but that means nothing if it's not in high demand. Why do you think there's all of these articles about fastest growing jobs in 2023? The market shows what the people want. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to sell something, if nobody cares about what you're selling, you can't get mad at the market. You've got to structure your business to give the market what they want. The key to making money, this is for all of my generational wealth folks that are out there. If you want to know the secret to creating generational wealth, develop rare value that's in high demand. The reason why these NBA players get paid crazy amounts of money is because they have hundreds of millions of people that want to see their performance. If there's only one or two people who care that you exist, it's going to be hard to be a leader in your industry. Just keeping it real. Think about any major industry that you can think of right now. The people that get paid the most are the ones that most people want to see. Why do you think that Apple gets paid so much money? Most people want iPhones. Why do you think that there's so many people that go to Chick-fil-A? They offer rare value in the marketplace. They have mastered a process in the fast food industry that you don't get anywhere else. Imma tell y'all, there's so many times I go to Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is one of my favorite fast food restaurants. I don't go there too often, I gotta stay very healthy if I'm gonna be able to do these late night shows for y'all. But whenever I go to Jack in the Box, man, damn, it takes a long time to get some food. And I'm like, see, the reason why Chick-fil-A will get more customers is because they're mastering the concept of fast food. If I've gotta wait in a fast food line for 30 minutes before I get a burger, I don't even want the burger no more. Chick-fil-A is so effective because they know how to do what they do very well, and they serve a lot of people. Think back to when McDonald's was on their come up. They used to always put up these signs, billions of people served. The key to generational wealth is having rare value that's in high demand. This is the second key from the Kyrie Irving trade. Success is all about positioning and timing. If you wanna be successful, it's hard to make power moves if you're not in the right position. I want you to think about this. Kyrie Irving was in a better position to be traded now, right before the trade deadline, than he was last summer when he first asked for it. The Mavs were in a better position to trade with the Nets than the Los Angeles Lakers. Success is all about positioning and timing. Your timing plays a part in how successful you'll become. Let me give you guys an example. Before I bought my house, the market was very low in interest rates. The market has now gone up. Value of home prices as well as the interest. It's getting much higher. When I bought my house, I got it when the interest rates were still low and before the housing prices got too high. Now, I wouldn't have been in the right position to take advantage of that deal unless my credit was already solid. I wouldn't have been able to capitalize on the moment if I didn't have the cash in hand. What I want you guys to realize is a big part of success is about timing. Timing matters because you never know when certain opportunities are gonna come to you in life. You gotta make sure that if you to do next level stuff, you gotta already be positioned for a next level move. You gotta be in the right position to make things happen. And if you're not in the right position when the opportunities come around, that window of opportunity will close, and you may never have that opportunity again. So many people miss out on this key concept in life. See, you know what the problem is with most people? They think that opportunities will always be around, but you study long, you study wrong. What happens? There's a window of time where if you take action right now, you might be able to get better prices, better rates, better opportunities, and then the market is going to change. This is just like the housing market. The opportunities that were available a few years ago, they're no longer available today. And the key to taking advantage of these opportunities is when it's time for the opportunity, you need to already be ready. Preparation meets opportunity. You can't say when the opportunity comes, "Oh, I'm sorry, opportunity. I see you knocking on my door. Give me about 2 to 3 years to get myself together, and then I'll be ready for it." You will get passed up. This holds true if you're talking about relationships, jobs, the opportunity to travel and meet exceptional people, have amazing experiences. If you're not ready when the opportunity comes, you will be left behind. Success is all about positioning and timing in the marketplace. Kyrie Irving was in the best position to be traded right now because he's already shown a solid performance this season, and this was right before the trade deadline. The Dallas Mavericks got Kyrie Irving because they position themselves to offer better assets than the Los Angeles Lakers. I want y'all to think about this. From the NBA's perspective, there's tons of teams that want Kyrie Irving, but how many teams position themselves to actually get him? Everybody can want something, but few people are willing to do the work. And the Mavs had to do the work that was necessary to take enough risk to make the trade. Everybody else now is salty. LA Lakers, salty. Laker fans, they're salty. You've got to be positioned for the right moment. Third key that I want y'all to know, be the kind of player that other A players want to work with. I cannot stress this enough. You can say whatever you want about Kyrie Irving and all of his views on life. Kyrie Irving, in being traded to the Mavs, now gets to play next to Luka Doncic, one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Now, to you, that may mean nothing, but for Kyrie, that comes with a ton of opportunity because in him now going to the Western Conference is wide open for a top contender. Everybody's curious who's going to make it out of the West. You got the Lakers, you got the Warriors. Shout out to my dog Gilbert, who's always rooting for the Pelicans. You got to just think who's going to now make it to the NBA Finals. Brooklyn Nets were playing like they were trying to make it to the finals, but there's no way they're gonna get there now, not without Kyrie Irving. KD is injured. You got the Celtics, the 76ers, the Bucks coming out of the Brooklyn just doesn't have enough star power, not in my opinion, to be able to make it that far out of the Eastern Conference. Kyrie Irving was aware of this, and he got what he wanted out of the trade. But you know what's so important about this that most people don't realize? Before Kyrie went to the Mavs, Luka Doncic gave the green light. Be the kind of player that other A players want to work with. With Luka being the star of the Mavs, if he didn't okay this trade, the Mavs wouldn't have gone for it. The Mavs are building their team around Luka. So Dallas, their front office are gonna go to Luka for his approval before proceeding with it. And this is something that the late great Kevin Samuels was trying to tell us. One of the qualities about high value men is that they have group acceptance. Group acceptance is when other top players acknowledge you as being part of the group. So if you got a star player on one team, you gotta be able to get approval from that star to say, "Hey, this is a guy that I wanna play ball with. I think that I can win with this player." If nobody thinks that they can win with you, it's gonna be hard for you to succeed in life. Success is about relationships. You've got to know how to work with other people, and if you're going to be a high value man specifically, you have to be acknowledged by other top players in the industry. If you keep bragging about how great you are and nobody is there to co-sign it, we don't believe you. You need more people. Stars want to work with other stars. It's not just about your self-promotion. So on a personal level, you wanna make sure that you're the type of person that other star players want on their team. Can you bring a complementary skill set like Kyrie could possibly bring to the Dallas Mavericks under Luka Doncic? Can you help to lighten a star performer's load? Before you beg to join quality teams, these are the questions that you should ask yourself. You need to ask yourself this question as you're fine-tuning your resume to make the right adjustments so you can be in a better position to play the game. I want y'all to think about this, guys. Some of y'all are watching this podcast and you wanna work for the top companies, but are you a top player? Are you someone that's so impressive that the CEO of this organization can look at your skills and say, "We gotta have that guy. I'm willing to trade other people to get to them." Or do you just wanna beg your way to get the foot in the door? You don't have any leverage. Think about the top keys that I said one more time. If you want to create generational wealth, you have to be in the top 10% of an industry. When you're in the top 10%, you have options, you have leverage. If you're going through life hoping for a handout, you're not positioning yourself to be a top 10% man. I want all of you to strive to be in the top 10% of your industry. People that create generational wealth are top 10% and beyond. You don't hear about 50% people creating generational wealth. Just keeping it a buck, y'all. When you come to this channel, is because you wanna be ahead of the pack. You wanna be the cream of the crop. This is the tricks to the trade. When you think about the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic has been really busy on the court. The way that he's been working this season has been out of control, and he's getting worn down. One of the big things that they talk about in basketball is load management. So Dallas desperately needed another top performer to lighten Luka Doncic's load. As you know, basketball is a team sport. So now they're looking for a guy that can be an asset to the team. They're now looking for someone who can bring complementary skills to another top player. They're gonna get that from Kyrie Irving, who has the best handles in the NBA. Irving is averaging 27 points, scores 5 rebounds, 5% a game, shoots 37% from the three-point line. I'm just giving you the stats for the show. The reason why these stats matter for the concept of the show, you don't even have to care about stats outside of this. It's just basketball. But the reason why it's relevant to this discussion is because Kyrie has the stats to get in high demand. What's your stat line in your industry? Are you the equivalent of somebody that scores almost 30 points a game in your respective position? Are you the type of player that's known for scoring a triple double? What do you bring to the table? The market pays you to solve problems, and that's what Dallas is looking for from Kyrie. So again, just to recap the top 3 keys, the first is you need to be in the top 10% of your industry. We talked about the Pareto rule. For every 10% of industry leaders, they walk away with 90% of all the wealth. You got to be a top guy. Number 2, success is about positioning. It's hard to make the right moves if you're not in the right position. Number 3, be the kind of player that other A players want to work with. If nobody else wants to work with you, this is where you have to now examine yourself and make adjustments. And see, that's something that a lot of people don't wanna do. A lot of people don't wanna look within themselves and ask, "Why don't other A players wanna work with me?" Instead, it's this person's fault and this person's fault and that person's fault. But at the end of the day, that only hurts you. If you can be a top performer, you're going to have the acceptance of the group. There's going to be other people that are going to look and say, wow, you know what? This person is really a star. This person is going to be an asset to our franchise, not a liability. Let's give them whatever they want so that we can win. And the key to success in business and in life is creating win-win relationships. All right? So I hope that you guys got some good little nuggets from this podcast. We're not on here too long for tonight, but I just wanted y'all to be able to know about the 3 keys that comes from Kyrie Irving's Mavericks trade. I want you to, ask yourself, what are you doing to apply these 3 keys into your life? If you could rate yourself right now, and I want you to leave me a comment, what percentile do you think you're in your industry? Are you in the top 20% of people at what you do? Are you in the top 50%? I want you to think about that percentage as it relates to your take home pay. If you're making minimum wage, that's showing you you're not in the top percentile. The reason why you're only making so little is because there's so many people that are outperforming you. You got to focus on putting your head down and working on developing top skills. And again, if you want to create generational wealth, it's not just about having any skill. It's about having rare skills that are in high demand. So many people, they want the market to pay them because they have some type of unique gift, but if the market doesn't care about your gift, nobody is going to pay you. When it comes to you creating generational wealth, you got to give the market what they want. Okay. So, right now, just in case y'all had any thoughts on this topic, I am going to open up the panel real quick. If y'all want to cam up, all you got to do is click the link to join. The link is in the comments. Tap here to join the panel. Give me your thoughts. Do you see these 3 keys as being beneficial for your life? Are you using them? And can you see how not using them is coming to your detriment? When you make moves in life, do you think about timing and positioning? Or are you just all over the place, hoping that whenever you want to make a move, the market is going to reward you? It doesn't work that way. When you study guys like Warren Buffett, he makes moves according to his position in the market. He thinks about where the market is going, and he makes sure that he positions himself properly so that when the time is right, he's already in the right position. These are the keys to wealth. And this isn't rocket science, guys, but it does take work in the application. I want you to leave me a comment. How are you positioning yourself to win in the marketplace? Are you studying the market to see what the market wants? Are you studying the latest trends? Are you positioning yourself by creating a product or service that when this trend blows up, you're right there to manage the demand? If that's not the case, why aren't you doing it? You say that you want to create generational wealth. How are you positioning yourself to do it? And last but not least, are you the kind of A player that other A players want to work with? I remember I was having a conversation about this with my wife. She would ask me questions about, "Hey, what's the secret to attracting A players?" I said, "You know what the secret is? You've gotta be an A player yourself. Nobody's going to want to work for any franchise where they don't see A players, but they have A level quality. A players want to work with other A players. So if you want to join an A level company, you got to ask yourself, are you on that A level yourself? You're going to get out of life what you are. So rather than complaining and getting upset, make the right adjustments. We all got to work for this, y'all. Even if you have all the talent, it still takes a lot of hours and a lot of training to turn that talent into skill. All right, y'all? So with that being said, if y'all wanna work with me behind the scenes because you get a lot of value from these free podcasts, make sure you check out my 12-month coaching program, Your Breakthrough Year. This is where I take the time to walk through how you can reach your goals, make more money, and maximize your productivity. In your breakthrough year, I'm giving you a roadmap and a step-by-step process so that way you can reach your biggest goals over the next 12 months 10 times faster than you ever have. I want to show you how you can have your best year ever, even if you're feeling stuck and don't know what to do to move forward. I want to show you how the most successful people in the world manage their time, money, and energy to get amazing results. So if you want to do some great things in 2023, then this is for you. To join your breakthrough year, all you got to do is click the link in the comments below, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of breakthroughs you get. I've worked with a lot of clients, folks that have paid off 5 and 6 figures worth of debt, folks that have quit their 9 to 5 jobs, gotten better jobs, better promotions, started their own businesses. I've worked with a lot of people, and I want to start to work with you and see how we can get you to the next level. So once again, if y'all are interested in making the next 12 months the best 12 months of your life, tap that link to become the best version of yourself, okay? Go to this page, join your breakthrough year, and I'm looking forward to you getting started. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for tapping in with me on tonight's podcast. I know that tonight we started a little bit later, but I told y'all from last Friday this would be a night show. I'm planning on being back on this Wednesday, as promised. Wednesday, I'm looking to get on around 6:30 PM Central Time for those of you that are new to this channel. I try to do these shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday and Wednesday typically are at 6:30 PM Central Time, but I was on holiday earlier today, y'all, so I wanted to make sure that we got this night show in just for you. I'm looking to be back on this Wednesday at 6:30. Make sure that you mark your calendars. If you haven't yet done so, make sure that you smash that like button. If you got a lot of value from tonight's podcast, do me a favor, tap that dollar icon so that way you can give a super chat. Even if you watch this podcast after the show is over, you can still donate. All you got to do is give a super thanks. All you got to do is click thanks directly below this video whenever you watch it, or you can send me a cash app, $Gen Wealth Podcast. I love y'all. I'm rooting for you. And I want you to always think whenever you hear about these high profile people making these different moves, ask why are they doing it? Even though you might not be interested in their craft, there's principles of success that will benefit you at whatever it is you do. Take care. Have an excellent week. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you all on the next show. Have a good night.